Lucy, I was really curious, going on a date with Edgar Allan Poe in a cemetery just seems so fitting, but it seems like kind of a red flag. Do you find anything about that romantic?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like very much my vibe. So it's,
Really?
it's total green flag to me. Whatever that tells you or means. Yeah, I loved that. I'm up for the gothic creep. I was gonna say, but that sounds mean. I'm into it.
Harry, your character is part of this very prestigious family, and that comes with a lot of pressure, placed upon them. What did you find most interesting about the character of Artemis?
I think what's interesting of all these characters in this film is that they have a public face and a private face. They have a kind of an exterior life and a very different inner life, And Artemis is a great example of that. I think he has a lot of pressure in his kind of in the culture that he's in the environment he's in, to kind of live up to being this kind of golden boy figure of the academy, and to be this prodigious kind of leader of the military at a time when the American military was sort of in a fragile place in terms of its own kind of self-identity, and so then trying to live up to that and play that role and fill those shoes, and then also for me having the opportunity to completely invert that and focus on a vulnerability and a kind of like an emotional dependency and a fear of kind of holding close to the people that count most in his life.
Yeah, the time period is such an interesting aspect of the film. And Lucy, what did you like most about, being in this period piece and getting to wear the, 1830s style dresses and all that?
I loved it. I think doing period pieces is always a kind of behind the scenes history lesson, and it's so rare that you actually get to exist in an era that you're researching and experience it in such a vivid way. So it was, and yeah, the costumes are kind of the bonus of that, and it not only helps you find the character, but it's just a real kind of treat of an experience to get to be so extracted from your everyday life. It makes the job more easily accessible, and also I think just much more enjoyable.
Harry, watching a murder mystery is always so much fun as a viewer because you're kind of like examining every person, trying to find them suspicious. As an actor, do you ever kind of like play into that, or is that all kind of done in the editing room?
Yeah, you absolutely do. I think as an actor, you're kind of more so with this genre than any other. I think you're specifically trying to chart the audience experience and drip feed pieces of information, whether that's even down to something as nuanced as the way you deliver a line or the physical interaction with another character, looks in the space between dialogue. It's all, you get the sense that an audience know that when they're watching a murder mystery, they are kind of complicit in solving the crime as well. That's part of why it's such a thrilling genre. It's partly why it's such a kind of everlasting genre. There will always be an interest in this type of story, I think, and that's because it involves the audience in such an active way. And so you want to kind of do your duty in kind of building that experience for them, I think. And sometimes, yeah, you embrace it so much that you can kind of get lost in it. You almost, obviously we knew when we were making it what the story was, but it's easy to forget, and you kind of look around and you get enticed into everyone's performances and think, oh, maybe maybe they did it. I don't know.
And then Lucy, my final question, Christian Bale, just, another fantastic performance by him. What impressed you most about working with him as a scene partner?
I think that he kind of, but that he's able to balance both and be both. So between setups and in working in that environment, you get such a dose of him, and he's such a brilliant leader to have on set, making sure that everyone is okay and able to work to the best of their ability and in kind of extreme environments. And then in his performance, obviously, he's completely gone to it. He disappears, and it is just this really incredibly intricate thing to observe. And yeah, getting to observe that with a lot of the actors on this film is such an education and such a treat to get to see up close, I think.